So you've gotten an opportunity to speak on someone else's stage, or maybe it's an opportunity to be on your very own stage for your very own event. It doesn't matter whether it's a signature talk for someone else or signature content for your very own event. You want to be on time, on track, and on point. And the way that you do this is by really thinking through each and every talk. Okay, here is how I design my talks and help my students design theirs. First, I start with, what is the big idea? What's the big outcome that you want them to have from the talk or from the session that you're working on? Then I outline 3 points. You can have less. You really shouldn't have more. It's really hard to go too in depth in what is typically a 45 to 90-minute talk or session, right? So you want to be super specific about the key takeaways that are going to lead to the audience having your outcome. Then I start to think through what are the support stories or documents that they might need to really have my messaging land. It might be a signature story, it might be a case study, it might be an example, it might be a graphic. This leads me to the next point. Once I know those, I design my slides as breadcrumbs. These are just for me. These slides are only for me to see. They typically are on what we call the DSM or downstage monitor, meaning that they're visible to you, but not to the audience. They're only bullets or breadcrumbs because they're designed to allow me to be in flow so that I don't feel too robotic. I'm going through my slides, but I'm also tethered and I'm staying on point. It's one of my big keys for delivering a really great talk, is you do want to be in flow. The next piece is I think through what are the kinds of images that the audience needs to see. Now, the key here is less is more. The days of having tons of slides are over, and here's why. Audiences will try to take a picture of every slide, and they are totally disconnected from your content. They're so busy taking pictures and so busy taking screenshots, they're not actually consuming and digesting the information you're putting in front of them. So giving them less actually gives them more. I know it's counterintuitive, but trust me on that. The only time that you should be showing a slide to the audience is if you have a really important graphic or a really important image or a really important picture that is really going to help land the story. And then the last piece is you really want to think through your timing. I like to actually map out exactly how much time I think my talk is going to take, not in aggregate, piece by piece. You want to allow time for things like, if it's in person, you may want to allow time for applause or for laughter, because that you do need to pause for. And if this is so tightly scripted that you don't have time for that, you're going to run over. If it's going to be a virtual event, there may be chats that you're going to read out loud or that you're going to be taking in, or you're going to be surveying the crowd. And you want to be aware of that before you take the stage. I like to undercount on my timing, meaning that my timing should be 5 minutes shorter than the allotted time I have for myself or on that stage, so that I, no matter what, am going to end on time. This is especially important if you're on someone else's stage. The worst mistake you can make is going over time without permission. That can mean not being invited back. And so this leads to the very last piece that you need to do, and it's practice, practice, practice. It is one thing to read it in your head or read the slides on the screen. It's something totally different to speak it out loud with the timing and the enunciation that will happen, the pauses that are necessary in order to have your messaging really land. If this is a signature talk, meaning one that you want to be known for, this is something you're going to practice over and over again because you're going to do it over and over again. It's like giving a Broadway performance or a comedic performance. When you watch the best comedians, and I've done this before, see them on different stages giving the same joke, they pause at the same moment, they take a sip of water at the same moment. They've literally scripted in those moments to make sure that they land the plane on time. You want to be that kind of professional. If you take these basic tips and use them to plan out your first or next talk, I guarantee you, you will be on point, on track, and on time. If you want more tips like this, all you have to do is like, follow, or subscribe. And by the way, don't hesitate to leave a comment or even a question. I use those to create content for my next video, which will be coming straight to you. Just like, follow, or subscribe, and I'll see you there.